The fourth principle is connection. And connection means being fully aware of our here and now experience. In other words, it means being fully present in that moment. We do this for three main reasons. And the first is, this is the only life we've got. And if we're not fully present, savoring that moment, then we are missing out on what's in front of us. Second, it is the most important time we have. The future is not here yet. The past is gone. Now is the time that we have the power to do and create a meaningful life. And third, in order to take effective actions, we have to be fully present, psychologically present, so that it can help us move in a valued direction to create a meaningful life. Connection happens through our observing self. It involves bringing our full attention to what is happening in that present moment without getting distracted by our thinking self. Now we can practice connection with any activities that are values driven instead of avoidance driven, meaning that we are doing things because it is meaningful to us, it is of value to us, and it's important to us, and not because we want to avoid or get rid of any bad emotions or feelings. The fifth principle is values. It represents our heart's deepest desires, how we want to be, what we want to stand for, and how we want to relate to the world around us. They are our leading principles that guide us and motivate us in our journey of life. When we go through our lives guided by our values, we will experience a rich, full, and meaningful life, even if bad things happen to us. There's this example in the book about Fred. Fred had lost nearly everything in a business venture that did not work out. He lost his business, he lost his house, he lost a huge amount of money, and now he's stuck in a low-paying job in a local boarding school, which separates him 5 days a week from his wife. Now I guess most people, if they were in his shoes, they will be depressed. However, Fred chose to live his life guided by his values. He valued mentoring, coaching, and supporting others. And he brought these values into his job. He started to teach students useful skills, and he organized events for them, and he became an unofficial counselor for the students as well. And the students just loved him. All this he does without taking any extra pay. And he had made a mundane job meaningful because he was guided by his values of giving and caring. It is important to recognize that values and goals are different things. A value is a direction in which we desire to move in. It is an ongoing process and will not end. For example, in Fred's case, if he were to stop giving and caring, then he would have stopped living his values. However, for a goal, there is a desired outcome, and this outcome is completed once it is achieved, right? For example, the desire to get married. So once you get married, it's done. It's checked off your checklist. It does not say anything about your values. It is important because it leads to the sixth principle, which is committed actions. And it is here that we set meaningful goals. In this book, the author has provided us with 5 steps to set a meaningful goal. First step is to summarize our values. Write down an area of life in which we want to improve in. and then a set of values together with it. For example, I want to be loving, honest, and supportive in my family. And the second step is to set an immediate goal. Ask ourselves this question: what is something that we can easily achieve or complete that is aligned with our values? Make this simple, because by making sure it's easily achievable, we give ourselves confidence of doing more. For example, my value is to be loving to my partner. Okay, and what is the simplest thing that I can do is I can set this goal of sending her a message to tell her I love her during lunchtime. Okay, so remember, when setting goals, it has to be specific. Okay, it's just not clear enough to say I'll exercise more, right? What is that? Exercise one time is also more comparing to you have not exercised before, right? So it must be specific. Like, I will go for at least a 30 minutes jog every alternate days before I go to work. Which one will you have a clearer vision of how to act on it and will act on it? Third step is to make short-term goals. Ask, what are some of the things, some small things that you can do over the next few days or the next few weeks that is aligned with your value? Make them specific. What you're gonna do, how you're gonna do, when you're gonna do all this, right? Fourth step is to make medium range goals. Ask, what are the larger challenges that you can do over the next few weeks to a few months, right? And same thing, make them specific. This step is to set long-term goals. Now ask yourself again, what major challenges can you set for yourself in the next few years that are aligned with your goals? Make them specific. And finally, never set a dead man's goal. What do I mean by that, right? It means that never set a goal that even a dead man can do better than you. For example, anything that has to do with stopping or not doing things, right? So let's say, for example, smoking. You want to stop smoking. Although that could be your ultimate goal, but it is a daunting task as a start. I'm sure smokers will understand that, right? So a dead man can do better than you, right? A dead man will never smoke again. You can't set that goal straight off. Ask yourself, what is something that you would do if you were no longer smoking? Okay, for example, if you say that I will take a stroll in the garden after lunch if I'm not smoking, okay? And make that a goal instead. Instead of having a puff after lunch, you take a stroll in the garden. And that is what I meant by not making a dead man's goal. I hope this video has brought value to you. If it did, give me a thumbs up, comment below, or share it with a friend you care about, because you're not just sharing a video, you're sharing content that could make a difference in people's lives. And remember to hit the subscribe button or the notification bell to be notified of my weekly learnings from the books I've read on relationship, business, and personal development. Thank you. Do check out these other books I've reviewed. I hope they'll bring more value to you and inspire you to bring out your best potential. If you like this, hit the subscribe button and be part of the journey to inspire learning. Leon here, wishing you well and see you in the next video.